breaking tonight, the deadly shooting on campus at Old Dominion University in Virginia. Tonight, authorities are now investigating the shooting as a possible terror attack. Authorities say the gunman has ties to ISIS.
This morning, sources say the two Pennsylvania teens charged with trying to carry out an ISIS-inspired attack in New York last weekend had considered other targets.
Terrifying scene at a Michigan synagogue today that's now being investigated as possible terrorism, according to the FBI.
There's been 4 major terrorist attacks within the past week alone, within the United States. And the reason why we're seeing this is because the Democrats, they have chosen to shut down the government to hold DHS hostage. The same department that is responsible for protecting the American people against national security threats within the interior. And the reason why they're doing this is because they want to protect illegal immigrants over the American people. And it only makes sense because the other day the president was addressing Congress for the State of the Union, and he asked for everyone to stand if they believe that their primary responsibility is to protect the American citizen. And every Democrats failed to stand, for the exception of John Featherman. This is to show you that the Democrats, they really don't care about the American people. They don't care about the American citizen. Because what we know is that ever since the war in Iran began, they sent out an encrypted message activating sleeper cells. And here we have the president. He was asked about this, and he was asked about the Democrat shutdown as well. Take a look.
Activated any sleeper cells inside the U.S. There's reports that they have pressed that trigger button to activate those cells, at least abroad.
Well, they've been trying for a long time. We've been very much on top of it. One of the things we have to do is get the Democrats to stop the Democrat shutdown, because, as you know, the apparatus that looks into that, Schumer and the Democrats have shut it down, which tells you they probably hate our country a lot. But the Democrats have to open that up. But we've got very, very good intelligence into that. We know a lot of different things that have happened that have been very bad. A lot of them came in during the Biden open border period, but we have them under. We've got them. We're watching every single one of them. Yeah, we know a lot about them. The biggest problem we have is the Democrat shutdown. We know a lot about them, but the shutdown doesn't allow us to do what we have to do.
So with all the attacks that we're seeing happening right now, and that message that was sent by Iran, we're in a high threat environment. And if you remember what happened under Joe Biden, over 15 to 20 million illegal immigrants came through the country. A lot of them were unvetted. And there are plenty of reports that a lot of these individuals were sleeper cells. But knowing this, the Democrats, they still don't want to open up the government. They still want to hold the American people hostage. But fortunately, we have some Democrats that are coming to their senses. Because we have Senator Elisa Slotkin that are coming out, calling on the party's leadership, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, to open up the government so DHS can actually start doing their job. Take a look at this.
Ton of DHS folks, CBP, and so they are on the call and they are doing their jobs. Certainly, we need to fund the Department of Homeland Security, and we need, in my view, to cut away all the conversation on ICE, which is its own conversation, from all the core missions of the Department of Homeland Security. But they're essential. They're on the job. They're working today.
So fortunately, we have some Democrats that are coming to their senses. But unfortunately, it took a terror attack in her state, Elisa Slotkin, in her state, for her to come to her senses to see that what the Democrats are doing is going to do nothing but harm the American people. Because this is the same thing that they did with defund the police. Democrats, they push this woke ideology. And what we saw was a wave of violence. And now they're doing the same thing. They want to defund DHS. They want to defund ICE. And what do you see happening as a result of that? A wave of violence throughout the country. And here we have another Democrat who went on Fox News, a former Obama official, to call on the Democrats to cut it out and open up the government. Play clip.
4 terror attacks in the last couple of weeks alone, 2 just yesterday. Yep. We were talking about this earlier. Does it feel to you that like something has changed in these last couple of weeks? Like you can feel it. What is it?
It does. I believe we are in a heightened threat environment. Most likely because of events in the Middle East. Iran is a state sponsor of terrorism. We can decapitate the leadership there, but that does not decapitate the ability to be a state sponsor of terrorists. It does not decapitate the ability to inspire acts of terrorism, including acts of terrorism here in the homeland. And so, bottom line to all of this, we need to fund, Congress needs to fund the department that exists to ensure Homeland Security.
You know it's bad when officials that work for Obama is on Fox News calling on Democrats to open up the government. And you still have Democrat leadership, we're talking about Chuck Schumer's and Hakeem Jeffries, still playing hardball, not wanting to open up the government. And here we have Chuck Schumer, despite Democrats that are calling for the government to be opened, despite all the terrorist attacks that we're seeing, Chuck Schumer is still playing hardball. And here's him on the Senate floor. Take a look.
We know that the only thing Republicans need to do is stay out of the way, and these programs will be funded today, and problems at the airports will go away.
Chuck Schumer is still playing political games with people's lives, because what he's demanding here is that for Republicans not to govern and get out the way, when the people elected Republicans to the House, to the Senate, and the White House as well. Chuck Schumer, Democrats, they're in the minority, and they're saying, hey, get out the way so we can defund DHS, so we can abolish ICE, because we know that's what the Democrats, they want. This is to show you that Chuck Schumer and the rest of the Democrats, they don't care about people. They don't care about the American people. They care more about protecting illegal immigrants and their political career. They're not working for the people. And here we have Hakeem Jeffries, who's just another mouthpiece for Chuck Schumer, saying that the only way that they're going to open up the government, that the only way they're going to fund DHS is unless Republicans allow them to abolish ICE. Take a look at this.
Completely and totally out of control group of people. It's the reason why we are in a DHS shutdown right now, because Republicans have refused to agree to the type of bold, transformative, meaningful, and dramatic reforms we are demanding in order for the Department of Homeland Security funding bill to move forward. And I won't go through all of the demands.
My question is, why is Hakeem Jeffries trying to sound like Barack Obama? But then again, I'm not here to attack the person. I'm here for his policies. And what he wants, him and the rest of the Democrats, is to abolish ICE, is to defund DHS. And as I mentioned earlier, we're in a high threat environment. And these Democrats, they cannot bring themselves to open up the government. And there's another clip that I want to show you of another Democrat. His name is Sri Tenadar, someone that migrated from India, came to the country took him in, clothed him, fed him, gave him a home, gave him the American dream. Sri Tenadar from India, he ran for Congress. Now he's in the House of Representatives. But recently, he made it his mission to demolish parts of our government, parts of the government that actually works for the people. We're talking about ICE and we're talking about DHS. And here's him saying how he wants to abolish ICE. Take a look at this.
Must be ended. And so this ICE organization is, totally out of control and must be ended. And that's why I brought in abolishing qualified immunity for ICE agents. Yeah. And just a couple of weeks ago, I brought in abolishing ICE.
Well, I think
Act. So this ICE.
So as you can see, Sri Tenadar, the Democrat, what he's calling for is for ICE to be abolished. What these Democrats, what they want ICE to go away. They want DHS to go away. Because remember, DHS and ICE was stood up because of 9/11, because of the terror attack. So these organizations could be here and protect the American people, remove public safety threats. Because what these Democrats, what they want the United States to start looking like Mumbai or Delhi. If you don't know where those are, take a look at London or basically Canada. Because as I mentioned before, these people don't care about the American people. They don't care about the American citizen. Because how did we get to this point? Because Joe Biden opened up the border and a whole bunch of people came in, and President Trump is trying to fix that. Because remember, the Democrats under Joe Biden, they didn't do anything to stop what Joe Biden was doing to the border. And now President Trump, he was elected by the American people to come in and to essentially carry out mass deportations. And now the Democrats, they're saying, hold on, we don't want mass deportations. We want these people to stay inside the country. Not only that, we're going to get rid of ICE. And whenever they're back in power, what they're going to do, they're going to open up the borders. And there's not going to be an organization to protect us from that. And that brings us to the end of today's show. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Also, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you.